The second new game mode of Season 7 is out, Hold the Trophy, and basically all you gotta do to win this mode is just keep the trophy on your side of the map as far back as possible. And there are 3 general situations that you're going to encounter in this game. You have the very starting interaction, you have defense when you're holding the trophy on your side of the map, and then you'll also have offensive situations where you have to take the trophy from the opponent's side of the map and bring it back to your own. And this last portion is really the key because it's extremely hard to do this last thing if you don't know what you're doing, and there's mistakes that pretty much everyone who I've seen playing today is making, that's making it virtually impossible for them to actually steal the trophy from the opponents. But it's not that hard if you know what to do. So let's start with the strategies for the very beginning of the game. You get a massive advantage in this game if you can get the trophy on your side of the map first. So you really just want to rush straight for the trophy at the very start. I don't know where the spawn points are on other maps, but for the current map, the person who spawns in the middle is going to be the one who has to get the trophy. So if you're running a very low health brawler, you're probably going to die before you even make it to the trophy. So that's why you want to run higher health brawlers. That's why tanks are very, very good on this map, among other reasons. And if you are running a tank, no one can really stop you before you get to the trophy. So you just want to go straight for it and then throw it backwards towards your team side of the map, and then your teammates will bring it farther back, hopefully. Now, if you have any dashing abilities or just a really fast movement speed in general, this is going to be easier. Since there are a lot of tanks in this mode, I actually think Shelly is not a bad pick on this map because she can use her dash gadget right at the beginning to guarantee that she gets the trophy on her side at the very start, and on top of that, she's extremely good for defending all the high health short range brawlers that are played in this mode. Now, if you don't spawn in the very middle, there still is an opportunity for you to get to the trophy if the opponents and your teammates don't seem like they're really going for it, but most of the time you just want to focus on putting as much damage in that center of the map as possible to make it as hard as possible for your opponents to pick up the trophy immediately. Because if you can damage them very, very heavily, then even if they get the trophy on their side, that's going to put yourselves in the best position to take the trophy back from them, because they will be weak from that initial interaction, from them rushing in to try to take the trophy. So that's the best chance you have at taking the trophy back, so make sure you take advantage of that and put as much damage in the center lane as possible at the very start of the match. Now, assuming you get the trophy and it's on your side of the map, you want to bring it all the way back and hide behind any walls if there are any at the very edge. You want the person holding the trophy to be the person who is the worst at defending, so typically people with low reload speed or potentially low range or no mobility. If you are playing with randoms though, I would just suggest always holding the trophy yourself, because a lot of times randoms who don't know these strategies will throw the trophy in weird spots that will let the opponent get it, or will throw it towards the opponent's side. So typically I would just hold the trophy for yourself, and that's going to give you the best chance of making sure it stays where you want it to be. And if you hide behind the walls, then people are going to have to get really, really close to you in order to actually take the trophy back. So in those situations when they do get in range of you, you can quickly throw the trophy in the air, use a couple attacks, and then catch the trophy when it lands back down. Or just kick it off to the side if you need a bit more time, use a bunch of your attacks, make sure you are well defended, and then pick up the trophy and get those points back again. It's never absolutely imperative that you hold the trophy at all times, because the most important thing is that you keep the trophy on your side. Even if the opponents have the trophy, as long as you keep them on your side, you should have a very, very good chance of winning the game. And you gain 2.5 percentage points for every second you're holding the trophy, so you can really make up a lead very, very easily. You just have to make sure that the trophy stays on your side and you're able to defend that. So even if you have to throw it in the air to use a bunch of attacks, that's still perfectly fine. And this is going to be how a lot of games go. You can usually keep the trophy on your side for pretty much the whole time and just defend until you get 100% stacked up. And that's going to be the easiest way to win the game. But in the case when your opponents get the trophy right off the bat, or if they manage to steal it from you in the middle of the game, you are going to have to bring it back to your side if you want to have a chance at winning. So you have to make sure you're playing a brawler that can effectively do this on top of being able to defend well. So the key to getting the trophy back is a complete team wipe. Without completely taking out every one of your opponents, there is almost zero chance that you're going to be able to get the trophy back to your side. So you have to make sure all your opponents die in about the same amount of time. So this means paying attention to your teammates, even if they're randoms, going in with them and making sure that you're rushing the opponents at the same time as them, so that way you can overwhelm them all at the same time and make sure all the opponents are dead within the same window of time if you want to escape with the trophy. But now the biggest mistake that I think people make when playing Hold the Trophy is that when they team wipe and get a really good offense like that, they pick up the trophy right away, and that is the absolute worst thing you could do. What you want to do in this situation is just defend the trophy and make sure no one touches it until the bar on top runs out and the position is reset to the middle of the map, because that's going to be the fastest way to move the trophy in this game. If you just pick up the trophy immediately after you kill your opponents and you try to pass it to your teammates and they try to run it back over to your side, it is extremely hard to actually do that because your opponents are going to respawn right on top of you, maybe even twice in a row while you're trying to do that, and they're going to have their ammo, especially if they're playing brawlers like Primo who recharge all of that ammo instantly after respawn. So they're going to be putting out a ton of damage with their invincibility shields, all while you're just trying to throw this trophy back to your side, and you're not even going to be able to deal as much damage as you would want to because you're carrying this trophy. And so it's a big mess if you ever try to touch the trophy after you team wipe. You have to make sure it respawns to the center, and then you have to hope that one of your teammates is there to pick it up and bring it back to your side. Of course, there's a chance that your opponents just pick up the trophy back again, but at least it's still closer to the middle. So if you want to go back to them and try to kill them again, it'll at least drop the trophy closer to your side. But it gives you a chance of actually bringing the trophy back to your side, and it's a much greater chance that your teammates will be there in the center when the trophy respawns than if you were able to pass the trophy all the way back to your side without waiting for the trophy position to reset. Now with teams, this is pretty easy to do because you can coordinate these sorts of things when you get a team wipe. You can send some of your teammates back near the center so that way they can be ready if the trophy resets in its position. But with randoms, I'd say 95% of the time they will instantly touch the trophy after you get a team wipe. So it's very tough to actually pull off this strategy, unfortunately, but every time I've done it, it's given us a significant advantage in the game and really turned the game in our favor. So I would try to do this whenever possible, but your randoms are going to pick up the trophy after you team wipe, and that's just inevitable, but you have to accept that and still try to win even if that is the case. Because if you team wipe them enough, eventually they'll get bad RNG on their spawns, and they'll all spawn on the opposite side of the map from where you're trying to run the trophy back to your side, and that's your best chance at regaining control of the game. Now, once again, I have to reiterate that keeping the trophy on your side of the map is the absolute most important thing you can do in this mode. It doesn't even matter if you're holding the trophy, if you're just passing it between yourselves. It doesn't matter if you're killing your opponents. All you need to worry about is keeping the trophy on your side of the field, and that is going to win you the games. The only time I would say when you don't have to do this is when you have like 5% left. You can focus on just making sure that you're holding the trophy to quickly finish off the game, even if it is on the opponent's side of the map. But for basically the entire game, you have to keep the trophy on your side. That's what's going to give you the consistent wins in this mode. Now, I've talked a bit about some good brawlers in this mode, but let me talk about more of them because there are a few more potential options. Like I said, tanks are very good, particularly Primo and Frank. Just like in basketball, the stun ability of Frank and the mobility of Primo is very good in this mode, especially when there are a lot of walls to hide behind. You can easily break them with your supers of either of those tanks. And it's also very easy to rush the ball at the very beginning when you have a ton of health to soak up all the damage. Now, because of that, once again, tank counters are also going to be very good, but you really need to play a brawler that has very good crowd control, because sometimes you're going to be on your opponent's side of the field and you're going to need to completely team wipe them. So if you can take them all down at once, that's the best chance you have at winning the game. So brawlers like Terra and Gale and Ems, who can all deal with a lot of opponents at the same time, are going to be really good in this mode. Like I said, I think Shelly is also pretty solid in this mode because everyone's going to be at very close quarters, and so if you know how to use her well, she can very easily chain supers and very easily get a team wipe because of that. I also think Colt is a pretty solid pick in this mode because of the fact that he outranges pretty much all the brawlers that people are going to play on this map, and he has the ability to break walls with his super. I do think you should run the speed loader gadget though, because that gives him the ability to fully recharge his ammo on respawn, and having that ammo on respawn is very important because you're going to be respawning directly on top of your opponents a lot in this match, so the ability to kill them while you're invincible is very useful. But Colt is pretty good for getting team wipes, for breaking walls, and just for moving around quickly with his slick boots. I also think the new brawler Buzz, if you've unlocked him, is another very good choice just for his ability to get team wipes and for his overall mobility with the amount of supers you're going to be farming. Hopefully these tips and these brawler choices will help you figure out what to focus on in your hold the trophy games, and hopefully you can't just hold the trophies but also push a lot of trophies on your brawlers as well.